The name of the ranch. Wait till you all get done. It's all right.
We'll never be done.
There's only one of us that's not, no, two that's not the city employees today. Max and the paper. Okay, let's start with call to order and pledge allegiance, please. I went over here. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all and welcome to the council meeting of the second one of the year. And we shall start with roll call, Ms. Jody.
Osborne.
Here.
Bentley.
Here.
Lund.
Here.
Euler.
Here.
Kushner.
Here. Approval of the minutes from the 9th.
Move to approve. That's quite all right.
Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. Adoption of the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Okay, we have a couple second readings first. First is 5.1, second reading. An ordinance imposing a sales tax at the rate of 3% on all tangible property. Retail sales of adult use marijuana sold within the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, subject to the approval of the voters at the general municipal election to be held on April 4th, 2023. Jeez.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. We covered this at our meeting earlier this month. This is a 3% sales tax on adult use marijuana property, as well as the tangible property, as well as the sale of the actual marijuana product itself. Sorry. This is expected to generate approximately $154,000 inside the Warrensburg city limits. So stand for any additional questions.
No questions, and we shall have a motion, please.
Move to pass that ordinance second reading by title.
Woo, way to go, Eddie.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Motion and Osborne, it's actually,
Already.
this is a second reading, so we just made your motion.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, we did it though. We
Thank you.
got it all right.
Sorry.
We still got one of them ladies.
But I do need a vote. Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yeah. Hey, so 5.2. There's still a chance down here.
No.
5.2, second reading of an ordinance. An ordinance calling for an election to authorize a 1% increase to the general sales tax in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri at the general municipal election to be held on April 4th, 2023. There, I got it.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and City Council. We covered this one at length at our meeting previous meeting this month. Again, this is a 1 cent general sales tax. It would generate approximately $4.7 million for the city of Warrensburg. If you'll recall, we anticipate this to cost the average Warrensburg household about $130 a month. We ran those numbers for you. One of the other statistics we were working on that we were able to get for you all is that of every dollar of sales tax generated inside the city of Warrensburg, limits, 67 cents of that is actually from someone who lives outside of our city limits. So we are anticipating that 1.5 million of that 4.7 million is actually coming from Warrensburg residents. The rest is coming from visitors in our community. So again, those visitors who are using our streets, using our services, and do not pay property tax or any other taxes outside of the sales tax that is generated in our community. So we do think that's an important statistic, and we did want to get that for you all as we move forward with our educational materials for this. So happy to stand for any additional questions.
I only had one question on these two in the 2 weeks since, but do these are on top of each other as far as the marijuana ordinance? The 1%, would it be 4% then? If they both would pass?
You know, I'm actually not sure because I know that we do alcohol and cigarettes a little bit differently, don't we, Doug?
All of the taxes would stack on top of each other.
Okay.
There's certain products which would have that additional tax. So for example, adult use marijuana products.
So that would be an
would have the
addition.
additional 3%, but there's a base sales tax rate that would apply
Yes.
to anything sold at retail.
Okay, somebody asked and
And
I went, oh, no,
I was also
Like shooting skeets sometimes.
yeah,
made aware that the Johnson County is also putting forward a 3% marijuana sales tax. So their 3% sales tax will be on top of our 3% sales tax, which is also on top of the state's 6% sales tax. So
wow.
Supposed to be 17% or something like that, I'd read.
which will be on top of our
It's just,
general sales tax of about 9.875.
it's a sin tax. One
Okay.
considers it a sin.
Motion, please.
Move to approve ordinance.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. First and second reading of an ordinance, 6.1. An ordinance accepting a land donation in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. Miss Jody.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and City Council. The city attorney brought to the city manager a warranty deed, special warranty deed, requested for donation of land to the city of Warrensburg. The land is a triangular shaped piece located at Vest and Broad Streets. The land is currently maintained by the city. There is a tribute memorial site that sits atop of it. And it's about all that's a summary of what I know.
That's
Do you have
the
any
triangle of
questions?
Broad West and Mitchell.
I'm just curious how they ever acquired that in the first place.
It was a remainder from the original development.
Okay,
It just was an undevelopable piece that
pretty
they
undevelopable, I'd say.
discovered was still on the book.
Okay.
Over the years, it's had a mailbox on it. It's had newspaper stands. It's had everything.
Car wrecks.
Yeah. Okay, moved.
First, second reading.
Okay.
Move to approve second reading by title.
Okay. Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
This is an ordinance accepting a land donation in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. This is read for adoption or rejection. Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
Mayor, the only thing I would add on that one, quick enough to get it out, is that we already mow the property adjacent to it, so it's not an increase in.
Yep. Okay. First and second reading of an ordinance authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute a contract with the Quality Roofing Company for the 2022 Fire Station 2 roof project in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. And it looks like it's going to be Jason instead of Enrico.
Yes, I'm Jason McCarty, Public Works Project Manager. This actually is my project that I've done for the fire department. Staff is requesting that you approve an ordinance to execute the contract with the Quality Roofing Company. We did the first half of the fire station roof back in 2019, and then with COVID and supply chain issues, finally getting back to it, and bids came in a little higher. We had budgeted money for Fire Station 2 and the west wing of the municipal center over the garages. Bids came in higher. We're anticipating that due to the current economic conditions, and so we're looking to combine those. We bid it in alternates, not knowing if the roof has been damaged to the point that they might have to do a total tear off. So that's why the higher number of the 112. That's why we're here. Any questions for me?
If it's well needed, it's over 26 years old.
Yes.
Okay, movement, motion.
Second reading.
Okay.
Move to approve that ordinance, the second reading by title.
Thank you. Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute a contract with the Quality Roofing Company for the 2022 Fire Station #2 roof project in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. This is for adoption or rejection. Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
Thank you.
They had one mayor appointment to bring up a gentleman by the name of Brandon Campbell. Is fairly new into town, but he has experience with working with parks and being around the parks and stuff in other communities that he's lived in and wants to help. So
Move to approve a mayoral appointment to the park board.
Osborne.
Yes.
Bentley.
Yes.
Lund.
Yes.
Euler.
Yes.
Kushner.
yes. Parents is not, Doug's going to look. I think it was Max, right?
Howard, yeah, like to address city council.
Good evening. Try to keep the theme of the night, keep it quick. So about last year, this time I spoke on some issues I had with my building across town. I want to just take a moment to thank you guys for passing that sidewalk program a few weeks ago. I truly believe as a citizen of Warrensburg and then also as a business owner that that's going to really help us out, especially walking around town and stuff to kind of fill in the gaps and stuff. So I just wanted to take a moment. Thank you guys. Thank Enrico, his staff, the rest of Public Works and everything for pushing that through. So thank you.
Well, it's people like you bringing it up. That's the current requests and druthers. So
Thank you.
thank you, Max. City managers report. Nope, back up. Miscellaneous mayors. Matters from the mayor or city council. I'll speak right with you tonight. Gentlemen. Mr. Odie. Enrico making snowplows ready?
I believe, yes, we are ready in snowplows and getting all of our stuff ready.
Okay, now, Now we'll do your report and all the rest of them.
I will open it up to any of the department directors who would like to update the example.
It's a race.
In the council packet, this and the city manager's report, you'll find the 2022 fire department report. If you can get a chance, take a look at that. Kind of highlights a few of the big things from last year. Happy to answer any questions as you read through that. If you need some more detail. Also, we opened up our part-time student resident application again today. So we'll run that for the next few weeks. So we've got a couple, we've had a lot of interest. I say a lot, probably 4 people over the last couple of weeks that have expressed interest in both the student program and part-time. We'll be at 4 to Osage at the end of the week to do some recruitment. And then the high school's doing a freshman career day this year. So we were invited out to participate in that next Friday. So looking forward to getting in the high school and see where that takes us.
I saw there were Reese at the alternative schools also looking for shadowing opportunities.
Yes, and we have participated in that in the past, probably 2 or 3 years ago. We had.
I just saw it today in the paper.
Good experience from what I remember. A couple of years ago, so it's.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, council, forgive me, I didn't get anything in the council packet, been a little busy, but do want to give you an update, for working on shortages. Met with, Jason, Lieutenant Gilbert and our investigative staff. We're gonna be sending probably 4 to 5, individuals to about 4 or 5 different academies across the state. One's in Joplin, one's in LTI, I believe it's called, in Columbia. They possibly have 40 applicants, and maybe out of the 40, maybe a dozen are sponsored. We're going up to Blue River, Blue Rivers Academy as well. Approximately about 4 to 5 different academies trying to get some recruits across the state. So we're looking at that, and then that's pretty well what I have. So.
It's ridiculous seeing some of the ads that I've seen lately. It's like Prairie Village, starting at 54, Butler, anywhere within 100 miles of take home car, and 46 or something.
Yeah, it was brought up to me today in reference to some of the people in reference to take home vehicles as well. And Ms. Doolin and I've had that conversation. It's kind of looking at the pay compared to some of that, and
Yeah.
what's our best options. But one other thing is I brought up a recruitment video approximately 6 months ago. That didn't go away. Is UCM's staff that was going to do that. They kind of lost interest, and then not really lost interest. I think they moved on from that group. We got a new person in there, and they picked it back up and are interested in it. So we are going to get that out there too. Trying to do numerous different things. And then I did, you were saying that about Butler and them other departments. I learned, let Ms. Dillon know as well. I'm just letting you know on pay and stuff. Richmond, I think it's a small department just north of here. They're at 47.2, I believe. So that's what we're dealing with on some of this stuff. And
Need a bigger money tree. Need a bigger money tree.
you know, it's not always about money, right?
Yeah.
So it's got a lot to do with some of what we're dealing with, but it's a matter of keeping people and retaining people and on top of getting them into the leadership.
Yep.
Right,
That's
thanks.
what
And if I could just add Chief Munsterman's report there, that is why this 1 cent sales tax is going to be so important to our community, because of those salaries that we are seeing in those other communities.
Yeah, because like I said before, you know, when they're advertising on billboards 2 miles outside of town in all directions,
Yeah, I think you brought that up in reference to another department. Was it Raymore?
Raytown.
Yeah, come here. I mean, but we're not stooping. We're not going down that road.
no.
Just a quick question for you.
Yeah,
Does,
yes, sir.
I mean, you work in a profession, so is it one of the big draws to pay, or is it like if we crime statistics? I mean, does that kind of shy people away or entice people to come if there's,
Honest opinion.
yeah,
I started at the sheriff's office, Johnson County Sheriff's Office, prior back in 98, 99. I loved working at the sheriff's office. Enjoyed every minute of it. Their starting was around $16,000. It came to Warrensburg for 22 starting, and within a year I moved 24,000. So if we cannot get competitive to the jurisdictions locally, then that's the start of it, and then we can retain after that, but it's just being competitive.
I didn't know like if there's not as much crime here as there is in Lisa,
You're gonna
and
go,
if that
you're gonna go to
entices
the bigger
people to come,
cities
yeah.
for being a place, you're gonna go there whether we're paying competitively or not. I mean, we've
that's-
seen that just here recently. An individual used to work in Independence and he went back to Independence, and so.
Same way in the fire department, it's like, I want to run more calls, I want to run more calls. Some of them are going to go because they want to be where the action is, but
And I agree with that to an extent, but
Yeah.
I was always into the action and that side of law enforcement, and I was able to enjoy my career here and stay involved in that type of work. So there's options here enough to keep you busy and see a little bit of everything. That once you're here, once you see that side of it, okay, do you want to do that, or do you want to run one call to the next call to the next call of nothing but that? And when you get into it and you're answering those calls back to back to back here, eventually you're like, all right, I like to have a little bit of downtime so I can clean up the mess I've already been in as well, so. Yeah, but
Do we have any kind of pipeline with criminal justice majors at the university or?
Chief Lockhart did, I have met a few of the professors. I have not been super involved with them yet at this point, so. Answer your question. Yeah. All right, thank you.
No one else has anything, I will just share that we are working on getting our deer survey out. I think I have gotten more calls about what the results of the deer hunt were than I did on the fact that we were having a deer hunt. Folks wanting to know kind of what our harvest numbers are. So we are getting our survey out. We hope to have something to you by the next city council meeting.
somebody told me UCM only got 11.
Yeah, I talked to President Betts today and he shared with me that one day they got 8. So I think that we need to kind of get our stats together and get it all kind of figured out.
I talked to Travis the other day. I ran into him on campus, and yeah, I think that's what they had was 11. They had 2 deers that were winged that they were trying to track down. I don't know who was involved with it, but don't think they ever found them. And they did 3 weeks. And I know that's something we'll probably look at for next year to shorten it up.
Well, deer regulations are changing next year for opportunities for more antlerless harvest, so.
Yeah, so we will get those results back to you all and we will get those out there. People are interested. So it's always good to have them calling on those. We closed on the Water Street property that we made an offer on back in April of 2022. We were able to close on that. That is the property, approximately 8 acres. That is just north of our Public Works Street Barn. I'm very excited to be able to secure that property, partly because we are already encroaching onto it with some of our materials and equipment. But also in the event that we are able to upgrade our snow and ice removal equipment, as we've discussed, we will need additional room to store that equipment, those materials, those sorts of things.
Does that go all the way to the Sunset Hill offices then?
I believe so. I believe it goes all the way up there. I'll have to pull up the map and double check, but I do think that it does. Because we talked about being able to connect the trail in Cave Hollow
Mhm.
all the way through into Children's Memorial.
Oh, nice.
So, thank you, Casey.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And we have our police chief promotion ceremony will be this Friday at 1 o'clock in this room. So we are very excited to welcome Andy and his family and friends, as well as other community members here to celebrate the promotion of Chief Munsterman. I hope you all will be able to join us. And last but not least, I did want to say a special thank you to Courtney Christensen, who has served as our interim Human Resources Director for the past 6 months. Officially, Wednesday is her last day in that capacity. However, because we are in flux, we are going to keep her on to finish wrapping up our comprehensive pay study that we are working on, as well as a comprehensive review of our personnel policy. And so we are keeping her on hourly for that. And then also if we have any employee relation investigations that come up, she will help us do those, since I will be taking on the role of interim human resources director for the next several months. We have had several very good interviews for a human resource specialist to bring someone on to do that day-to-day human resource activities, such as, onboarding, recruiting, taking care of the benefits, all those day-to-day things that Greg and Kathy do. Kathy Henson gave her 2 weeks notice, and so we will actually be filling the human resource specialist as well as the human resource assistant role. So while we are in flux a little bit in our human resource department, we do want to give a huge thank you to Courtney. She did great work while she was here, ran into challenges we were not anticipating, such as our health insurance challenge that we had during this budget development year. But very grateful to have her here and wish her the best of luck in her next adventure.
Going back to the other Johnson County.
It's Douglas.
It isn't.
Yeah. I'm in Johnson County, but I was offered a position, another interim position in Douglas County. So part-time though, not as many hours.
Well, it's been fun having you.
That's all we got.
You're done?
I do actually have something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I never have any. In communication with community development, we have established a code enforcement docket in municipal court, so that should ease the burden on community development staff in terms of when they have to spend time coming to court to give us updates. That will be under my supervision, so I will be handling those cases as prosecutor, so that we've got one point of contact on the prosecuting side, one point of contact on the community development side. I think we've already seen some benefits of that process, and we look forward to moving that ahead.
Cool. Awesome. Barbara, did you? No. Nobody else? Okay, finance director.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you this evening is my report that wraps up most of first quarter for fiscal year, which come out in good condition, in my opinion. Sales tax continues to increase. In the spirit of everyone's celebration, we did celebrate the retirement of our sewer billing specialist. So thank you for those who participated in that. Vicky's last day was Wednesday last week. And so she's off doing her own thing. And I'm sure she was rooting on the Chiefs Saturday evening as we all were for that. And we'll be doing that also on Sunday. In that transition, there's lots of changes that are taking place. I understand that the license renewals are going really well. And so those inspections are happening, which, is really nice to be able to streamline those and expedite those as quickly as possible. We're working on more PCI compliance for the payment card industry to make sure our credit card payment processes are complete. We talk about the write-offs. So there's a chunk of utility write-offs because typically we can't collect a utility bill that's more than 5 years old. Most people don't like to pay them. They're not actually required to pay them. So unless they move back into town and want service again, so that will be coming to you at the February 13th meeting. So we're still working on audit report, working on 1099s, W-2s, gearing up. The 1st of February, we'll start in on budget for 24. And so it's
The slow period.
It's just a whirlwind of events that are taking place going forward. I will be happy to answer any questions.
Doesn't look like.
Great, thank you.
Well, it looks like if there's nothing else, we will be done, adjourned, 26 minutes. Run, Doug, run.